Okay, greetings and welcome to my 6th of February 2022 live stream, Sunday evening live stream. Would like to say hello to Michelle from Oz and Maria Allender, who's so far joined in the live chat. If anyone else is out there tuning in, it's always good to know who's watching. If you want to leave a comment, I'll do my best to monitor the chat as we go. We have a couple of subjects to look at this evening. The title is Can History Be Changed? Maria Allender's recommended a book by John Hamer, The Falsification of History. Yeah, very well-known saying is history is written by the winner. History is also confirmed by those who were present when it happened. So, yeah, we will get onto that in a little bit. One of the other things, also Maria mentioned Rihanna having a baby. That is another subject that we're going to look at. We'll go into that in a minute, and if anyone else has anything that they've seen brought up that they would like us to look at, then yeah, I don't really stay too closely attached to the mainstream. I know what we refer to as historical events a lot of the time are completely controlled. Nothing like what we what we believe to be a historical event may be nothing like it. I mean, take World War I, World War II, for example. How do we know they weren't just... How do we know whoever it was, the Allies and the Germans, or whatever they call them, weren't all in cahoots and they all thought, look, we've got a lot of old infrastructure, like the trains are all falling apart, buildings are falling apart. What's a quick, easy way just to smash everything up? And then we've got a good excuse to build again. Bombings, for example. Apparently in the Second World War, they would do air raid warnings, or the Blitz they would call it, where everyone had to turn out all their lights and run under cover, basically get out the way. And imagine having that forced upon you. I mean, here and now we think of things like being expected to put on a mask, for example, or being told we can't leave our homes. Well, isn't that just the same thing all over again with the Blitz? Weren't people told you have to go down into the... in the case of London, I believe, people were told to go down into the tube, the underground railway, to keep out the way. Children were sent to remote locations with the evacuations, and they were all told, all for your own safety, basically. Sounds pretty familiar to a narrative that's out and about at the moment. Stay inside. I don't know if it was World War II or what, but didn't people used to carry around gas masks with them? Again, another common thing that we see these days, masks. Michel says things are slowly getting back to normal. Boosters are still being talked about, but mandates for them are not eventuating as yet. Same here, Michel. It would seem that we are quite fortunate in that there are a lot of laws and rules protecting humans, and the whole idea of forcing a medical treatment on people is something that was discussed and something that's been brought up before with the, I want to say, Nuremberg Code. Is that, I believe I got the name right. If not, I do hope someone will correct me. Nuremberg trials, that was... not the Geneva Convention. Oh, my memory's terrible. But yeah, I believe we're all pretty much protected from having, a particular type of medical intervention forced upon us. We can all say, not for me, thanks. However, if you watch the news and believe all the trash that gets talked about on social media and other platforms and mainstream media, you would very much believe that we're going to be forced to do this, do that, or do the other. Quite often the reality isn't quite as, well, it's never as they say. One name that's come up recently, and to be honest, this is how ignorant I am of the mainstream media. I mentioned Joe Rogan earlier, and he was dropped from, I think he's been dropped from Spotify for some reason or another. And I'm not sure, is it to do with, I believe it's something to do with that subject. I could be wrong. Anyway, all I know is he's been getting a heck of a lot of publicity. I've come across people on social media, for example, kind of talking about the guy like he's a hero. If you're not familiar with Joe Rogan, this clip that I'm about to play, I would like to thank the YouTuber, RV Truth, Russian Vids. He helped me find it. He brought this clip to light. I'm sure I'd seen it somewhere before. Reached out to him on Twitter, and the guy shared a link to this video. So all thanks to RV for this clip. I'll be back in a sec. Just play it. It's only like a minute and a half long.
If somebody reputable starts talking about UFOs, you can co-opt the person and say, hey.
Okay, just a bit of context to this video. Yeah, the Joe Rogan, I believe, used to be UFC fighter. Again, something I think is completely fixed. Now he's a well-known podcaster. And yeah, this video, it's only 30 seconds long. I'll just play it, but he's talking about UFOs and how much he would like to be in the know about them and what he would be prepared to do to be allowed in. Maria says people are boycotting Spotify due to him interviewing Dr. Malone and someone else who is telling the truth about the cabal. Okay. Yes, that sounds about right. I would be very wary of this guy. I mean, let's just watch this video. I'll be quiet for 37 seconds and I'll be right back.
Somebody reputable starts talking about UFOs, you can co-opt the person and say, hey, you want to know UFOs? We'll show you the real deal. But not only can you never talk about it publicly, you have to be a debunker publicly.
I'll tell the government right now, tell you right now if you're listening, NSA, CIA, I'm available, okay? If you show me all the real wreckage, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother. I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother.
If somebody reputable starts talking about
Nice, classy guy. Would you believe a word this person says? Joe Rogan, who proudly boasts that he would lie to his own mother to be part of the inner circle, to be part of the, to be a gatekeeper, basically. He would lie to anyone. He would make up things. He would mock things. Funny, because he does actually end up doing that later on. I'm not going to get too far off the subject because I am interested to know why he was boycotted, but apparently the story's gone on. I'm just saying, don't trust this guy for a second. Yeah, apparently he was a big denier of the moon landings, and very quickly, and yeah, basically made this comment or something. Within the time of, absolutely flat out denying the moon landings, making this comment, and then within a year or two later, he's completely changed his tune and saying there's no way the moon landing could ever be faked. I mean, for me, of course, my personal opinion, people are totally entitled to their own, but for me, how could you not at least question the moon landings when it was something that only happened under the presidency of, I believe it was Nixon, the person who was, he had to resign because he was lying, clearly an untruthful president, and that was the time when coincidentally America went to the moon. impossible, as far as I'm concerned. Without all the propaganda of TV, I don't think any of us would buy the moon landings. Okay, we're going to have a look at Joe Rogan and what he's all about. Before I get started, I would just like to thank Linda Mack, who is my one and only Patreon supporter. If anyone feels the need to support me for as little as $1 a month, the link is in the description. Please consider it. Right. Joe Rogan. Yeah, here was the tweet I left. I'm looking for two Russian vids. I'm looking for a clip that either of you two shared a while back. Joe Rogan saying he would lie to his grandmother to be letting on UFO secrets. Russian vids found it instantly. For that, I'm going to share a link to his channel. And if you are on... I would certainly recommend this guy. He has been heavily censored in the past. And has had to change his name from Russian Vids to RV Truth. Never know, you guys might already be well aware of him. But yeah, this is his Twitter account that I'm sharing. I'm sure we can find his YouTube account. This guy, Russian Vids, he's made some really good videos about Joe Rogan. Right, here's a link to his YouTube channel. Yeah, the guy was one of the first sort of people that I started watching when I became aware that what we're hearing on TV about these people is not remotely believable. Right, I did a search for Joe Rogan. Yeah, apparently things have progressed with this guy. What did he say, and did he apologise 5 hours ago? Spotify deleted 113... Apparently this guy's podcast was like the number one podcast on Spotify. I used to use Spotify. I got rid of it a while back, but yeah, I mean, this guy's got no need. He doesn't. I mean, this is all publicity. All publicity is good publicity as far as these claims are concerned. And Spotify deleting 113 Joe Rogan podcasts is perfect. Although it would appear that they're now doing it because his use of the N-word in a clip that's resurfaced. But he does get a lot of well-known support. Just look at the people that are supporting this, guys. Some of the missing shows include those featuring well-known conservatives or conspiracy theorists, including Alex Jones and Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't know who Milo Yiannopoulos is. Perhaps some of the people that end up on this podcast are legitimate, but I'm a little unsure. I mean, I expect some of them are. However, I mean, when you've got people like Alex Jones, for example, which is a complete joke. Oh, just checking my connection. Yeah, we seem to be working okay. Bear with me. I do notice if I've got too many pages open, then I can lose connection, but hopefully we haven't yet. Sorry guys, bear with me a minute. Can't find the server. This is typical. But assuming the stream is running okay. I'm just going to check my audio, actually. Bear with me, sorry. Strange. Maria Ellender, yes, I watch RV Truth. Glad to hear it. Just confirm that you guys are still getting a connection, because I'm not too sure what's going on with this. It doesn't seem to be working too well my end. Yeah, there's certainly some audio playing. Right, let's see if we can finally do a web search. Bear with. Okay, we're back. Can't remember what we were going to look for now. I remember. Milo Yiannopoulos. Just curious about who some of these people are. Oh, Milo. Yeah, I've heard of this guy before. Isn't he big on... Oh, he doesn't like feminism, but he gets a huge amount of publicity. Yeah, another person, I bet we'll go back to our search for Joe Rogan. Let's see if we go to videos. Who makes lots of videos about the guy? I mean, even Caitlyn Jenner voices support for Joe Rogan. Caitlyn Jenner, let's remember the story is it's a man that turned to a woman. Right. I don't particularly want to watch any of these videos because, for one thing, it may be copyright strike. For another, they talk absolute trash, and I don't really care too much about what any of these people have to say. Yeah, the video I was looking for was Russell Brand, another mainstream truther. And yeah, if anyone would believe or suggest that Joe Rogan is a, in brackets, truther, look, sat opposite Elon Musk, for goodness sake. Yeah, if you're familiar with Russian vids, RV, you will be familiar with the suggestion that the whole globe and the whole, basically everything we're taught about the world is a complete lie. As Joe Rogan admitted to earlier on, he claimed he would mock, make up and laugh at all manner of truthful things that they find out to be true, and he will discredit it. And he is in this video wearing a t-shirt saying "Round Earth Shill" with a emoticon with dollar signs in the eyes. Yeah, nothing legitimate about this guy. I personally would avoid him like the plague. And what's the betting that maybe Joe Rogan will move his podcast to another platform, which gets even more publicity. So yeah, apparently they found, and I'm not in the least bit surprised to find out that this guy uses that sort of language that they're accusing him of. Absolutely filth. The guy talks absolute trash, and of course he's going to start using the N-word. But apparently Dwayne Johnston, who you could not describe as what the word he says, so shouldn't really have an opinion on it, or his opinion is, but apparently because he's not white, we all of a sudden care what he's got to say. Just lining up the screen, hope you can see it alright. Dwayne Johnston, who again was a wrestler, WWE wrestler. I believe Joe Rogan was a UFC fighter, or is involved in it, which is likewise fixed, just like WWE in my opinion. Dividing fans with his response to Brother Joe Rogan. The Hollywood star was called out for his swift praise of the podcaster, who has caused several musicians to boycott Spotify due to a spread of, in brackets, misinformation about the BS19. In a lengthy video, Rogan addressed the situation, telling his followers a lot of people had a distorted perception of what I do. Yeah, of course they do. You're a complete liar, that's why. So you have distorted the perception of people. My podcast's been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation, specifically about 2 episodes. I'm not trying to promote misinformation. I'm not trying to be controversial. Yes, you are. I've never tried to do anything with this other than talk to people and have interesting conversations. Not necessarily truthful conversations, you'll notice he didn't say. Yeah, so initially got some support, then it came out he used the N-word, and he's swiftly been vilified again. Yeah, I would put this, let's just see what we can find on them. Yeah, what a surprise. JRE, Russell Brand wants to know about. They've appeared opposite each other plenty of times. Yeah, who would take these claims seriously? But anyway, I was very surprised to see it on Twitter. I mean, I'm not sure now if I just scroll through my timeline, will anyone be mentioning him? I don't know how long it would take, but yeah, I've been surprised to see people, saying about what a hero he is when really he isn't. But anyway, it might take a while now. Yeah, people I would have thought knew better. But hey-ho. Okay, I will catch up with the live chat, see if I've missed anything. Michelle and Maria, how come it's only the 2 of you in the chat? Because you are 2 of my wonderful viewers. I'm not sure on the numbers, actually. 10 people watching. It would be good if anyone was in there. If anyone's viewing and wants to click on the in the live chat, always good to know who is there. But that's fine. I appreciate everyone taking the time to tune in. If you're not able to comment, I know some people watch it on like a big screen, like on a TV, for example. And I understand if those people aren't able to comment. But yeah, if anyone's got anything they particularly want us to look at, as always, here's another one. George Carlin says all the right things in front of a camera, and people believe that he's somehow legitimate, or somehow isn't talking, isn't reading the script he's been told to talk. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Nothing to do with anything other than it's just an advert on my Twitter feed. Does that thing look like it's moving to you? Do you have a racing driver vision? Because apparently, if it is nothing, if it looks like these things are spinning or rotating, then it's just an optical illusion. Okay. Right, the next thing, as suggested by Maria, was Rihanna. Another person who, the latest celebrity pregnancy. Where do you think? What happens if I press this button? Yeah, apparently she's pregnant with someone called ASAP Rocky. What, obviously a fake name. Right, this is the story. How long until their favourite platform for faking pregnancies gets a mention? The Barbadian singer shared the happy news that she is expecting her first child with musician boyfriend ASAP Rocky. Now, the reason actually I happened to stumble upon this was I saw a headline for Gigi Hadid, my very own fake pregnancy, of course, which all played out on Instagram, and apparently Gigi apologises after hinting pregnant Rihanna is expecting twins. She wasn't. Gives them a good opportunity to squeeze in their favourite number. The American Vogue model. Apparently she's a Victoria's Secret model as well. Sparked a frenzy on the pregnancy star's first bump snap, after suggesting the 33-year-old singer may be expecting twins. Apparently it was nothing to do with that. Here is one of the snaps. And that's all it takes. Present a picture like that, and that's it, you're pregnant. All the newspapers can report that as 100% fact, because some celebrity has put a picture of them with a slightly big tummy up. These are the same people that will later on go on and claim that they've had invisible C-sections. Yeah, right, good one. I'm really sure that's possible. Yeah, ASAP Rocky. I can only imagine what sort of a clown character he is. We will have a look at... Yeah, we'll have a look at this guy. So yeah, Giggy, from one fake pregnancy, promoting another fake pregnancy. Let's see what ASAP Rocky looks like. Oh, here we go again. Perhaps I have to stay on here then. Yeah, the singer feuded with her father, more publicity in 2019. She was a victim of domestic assault by, I want to say, Chris Brown, another big publicity stunt for everyone involved. And she was introduced to her current boyfriend to her... Oh, right. Yeah, apparently they say Rihanna's a hero in Barbados, which, if I was from Barbados and they were telling me this person was meant to be my hero, I'd laugh in their face, just like if anyone told me this vile creature, Gigi Hadid, is supposed to be a hero. Likewise, I would be sick, I think. Right, who are we looking for? Rocky. No, ASAP. ASAP he's called. Okay. Of course, he also has, this is Rakim Athalaston Myers. He also has an Instagram account, of course. With 2 posts, but 14.3 million followers. How do they manage that, eh? Yes, we can go to Rihanna's Instagram account now. Yeah, one thing I do find, let's see how many, 461,000 followers. How many did her boyfriend have? 14.3 million followers. How? How is that? I mean, well, whatever. He's clearly more popular and well known. That looks nothing like him in that picture. Maybe it isn't him, actually. We will have a quick look. But yeah, he looks nothing like the pictures they showed us a minute ago. It doesn't actually say how long he's had an account for. Okay, maybe it does look the same, who knows. It was just when they showed very poor quality picture, but Okay. Right, well, yeah, apparently that's the guy's account. Yeah, something strange about Rihanna's. If you go and read in the comments, all the comments on every post seem to just be this, emojis. No one actually has anything normal to say on here. I mean, there might be the odd one, but pretty much everyone and every single post has this. Follow if you're a real fan. I mean, how plasticine-ish does that face look? You've got to be kidding me. Is that meant to be a real person? Seriously, does this or does it not look like a rubber mask? This is Drake, whoever that is. Do we see what I'm saying? Could that guy look any more artificial? I mean, it literally looks like a waxwork. I would be very surprised if that isn't a waxwork. It's supposed to be, and here you can see, again, I don't hope you can see it anyway, the ear seems to be two different tones. Just down there. It's like it cuts off. Starts going like a normal human looking ear, and then it begins to look very, well, warped down this side. Yeah, this is Drake. He is either, we can open that actually, he is either gormless or, I don't know. Yeah, he's got the same picture up on his one. Oh my goodness, look at the state of these human beings. Yeah, about as fake as it gets in my book. Basically, walking waxworks. Right, yeah, anyway, like I said, I don't know what... Here is a picture of Rihanna showing off her bump. Again, this drawing looks really good. Well, it's not actually a drawing, is it? It's a computer rendered image. Yeah, again, here we go. Just more of these emojis. None of our fans have anything genuine to say about these pictures. I mean, okay, you get some saying so cute or... But yeah, the majority of them just seem to be these hearts and whatnot. Okay, you've got a few regular messages here. But again, still plenty of these ones. Fire, 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 hand clap, 100, heart. How's that for dumbing down the English language? Or, well, any language, just turn it into pictures, hieroglyphs. Okay, for me, this picture is I mean, she hasn't put a huge amount out about her, well, showing off her stomach. Of course, they could all be done in CGI. Apparently, nice little coin app, whatever that means. Yeah, if you were heavily pregnant, well, I say heavily pregnant, if you were pregnant full stop, if you're a human being full stop, would you ever walk around in jeans like this? I mean, how dangerous would it be to walk around like this? Yeah, I'm pregnant, I'm carrying, a fragile baby, but I'll wear jeans that, yeah, it's highly likely I'm going to trip over in. Plus, it looks like she's got high heels on underneath. I find that absolutely ridiculous. Would a genuine pregnant person walk around in such clothing? I mean, if you look at some of the things this person wears, apparently it's snowing. They share a video. Have a look how real the snow looks right there. Let's see it. I'll try and find it. Oh no, who's that? How to get paid just to walk. Don't care what you have to say. Yeah, I'm sure one of these is a video. Look, how absolutely ridiculous. For one thing, it's meant to be snowing. It was the end of January. So why would you walk around in such an outfit? Who thinks, unless it's basically just a publicity stunt for the cameras, why would you walk around wearing any such outfit as this? I mean, it makes the person on her right, our left, actually look kind of normal, even with a ridiculously oversized V-neck shirt. Oh, it's a hoodie, right, fair enough. I mean, he looks like a clown, obviously, they all do, but compared to her, I say her in the loosest possible sense, he kind of looks normal. Yeah, for one thing, those trouser bottoms would get absolutely filthy. For another, you're highly risking... well, what's this? Someone has put in a comment, Bridget Omo Henry, why are those saying Rihanna wasn't pregnant when they can clearly see a bump? Let's see what the response is. Oh, Henry, we're in denial. Let's just stay hopeful. I've got to leave a reply. I'm sorry. Why are people saying she wasn't pregnant when you can clearly see a bump? They're saying that like in past tense, like she's lost a child. A horrible story if they're going to take it there. Can I reply to this, or do I have to be a follower? Maybe you have to follow her or something. Or maybe my computer's just going really slow. Reply. Oh, got it. It's at the bottom. I don't use that Instagram very often. Ever heard of moon bumps? Very common in the entertainment industry. Oh, I misspelled industry. I misspelled everything. Ever heard of moon bumps? Very common in the entertainment industry. But yeah, apparently, okay, maybe other people are questioning this then. Yeah, the reason I think she's wearing these ridiculous baggy trousers is because if you saw how thin her legs were and how narrow her hips were, you would probably be very suspicious also. Yeah, anyway, where's this video of snow? Yeah, it's interesting though, in these pictures of Rihanna supposedly pregnant, she's either this with like a large protruding stomach or nothing. There is no in between. Right, I'm sure there's a video somewhere of this. Hang on. Perhaps I'm... Right, here we are again. If you're a real fan, follow, whatever. Okay, this is the same clip, my mistake. No, this is the same clip. Same. Alright, bear with me, I'm getting confused now. Yeah, you can watch a video where... Oh, I've already seen all this. Right. Okay, bear with me, people. I'm sure we'll find it in a minute. Nope. Yeah, again, just more of these. I mean, what a bizarre thing to put along with this picture of them. Is this weird thing about... Right, how much... Also, another thing that occurred to me... look, just imagine everything she says here is a complete lie. how much she looks like Katy Perry in this picture. Just the face, just the way she's talking.
Even in who I love and who I know, who I respect. My mother's raised me to be an incredible woman, and she's a strong, incredible example of what to be and how to fight through obstacles in life. And I'm sure
I don't know if you could hear her.
Has also taught her, and that's how I'm gonna be. Like we're impeccable. We are impeccable. We're special. And
no, you're not.
The world is just gonna have to.
That is an outright lie. She's claiming that she's impeccable. She's special. No, you're filth, love. You're trash. You are the stuff I scrape off my shoe after I step in dog shit. Yeah, I want to see this video because it clearly shows that the snow that they're supposedly walking in is, well, it's basically CGI. Maybe this is it. Oh, turns out maybe it is a drawing then. Fair enough. Okay, I can't find the vid at the minute. Maybe it's further down. Shame, because yeah, it was a real giveaway. Now, you see what I mean? I don't know when these were posted, but here you are, a game of all these ridiculous emojis. That's all the majority of people seem to comment with on her account. 25th of January. I mean, this picture could have been taken any time, I guess. Not pregnant at all. No pregnancy visible anywhere. And then the next thing you know, again, does that look like a waxwork museum? Sorry, a wax doll, you know? These people claiming they're impeccable, they're perfect. Rihanna is stunning. Well, she kind of looked plastic and fake to me. I'm sure everyone else can see that. But why would they use such a... And then again, as we had with this Drake character, I do want to find the snow picture. It looked ridiculous. Okay, right, that's enough of Rihanna, maybe for one day. I'm going to have a look at the live chat. Apologies for not being able to keep up with it too well. Mudlark digging up the Thames, good to see you in the live chat. Reports once again, people collapsing at football games. Very common. I bet they stopped the match for ages for that one. Yeah, thanks. Good to see you in the live chat, Mudlark. KG, good to see you there. Mudlark, these people don't run their own social media accounts. No, of course they don't. These social media accounts are basically just publicity. I mean, she probably promotes half the stuff she's wearing. Everyone seems to promote a channel. And yeah, all these clothes are just being publicised. I mean, yeah, these are basically walking... Oh, and they'll always have a link to something. The Plug, yeah, very good name. Literally plugging products. Oh, is this someone else's Instagram account? Okay. King's Throne. Oh, that's interesting. Game of Lust. For some reason, Rihanna is plugging this game, and it kind of makes sense now because there was a comment, or there was a thing about, well, where are we? Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense why if they're mentioning this game where you're a king and you can do freaky stuff with any of the women in your kingdom. Play it in private, though. It's not safe for work. Promoting this sort of weird... Well, not weird, I suppose. If people want to play that sort of game, whatever, up to them. But I didn't know why they were sharing that shot, and it's because that's what this channel's been paid to promote. Whether she's got anything to do with it, who knows? But yeah, completely agree, Mudlark. They don't run their own. They don't run their own accounts. Maria says Stansted Airport was closed this afternoon following a medical emergency. See, we'll have a look at that because it isn't. Let's see. Stansted. Yeah, I can only imagine what sort of emergency that was. Police close roads in medical emergency. Why do the police... Well, okay. I mean, that must have been something pretty serious. It wouldn't just be one person having a collapse in, because that must happen all the time at airports. Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing this, Maria. Will be interesting to see quite what the emergency was and how many medical emergencies are there where an entire airport gets shut down. It seems very extreme. Perhaps they were doing perhaps they were doing some other thing there and they just needed a reason to tell people it was shut. And if they say medical at the moment, well, that's a get out of jail free card, isn't it? And they closed the road in front of the terminal, which pretty much means that the airport's closed if you can't get into it. Officers are currently helping ambulance and airport staff with a medical emergency. Right, they're making a huge deal out of it. Yeah, and then as Mudlark tells us, football games being interrupted. Raspberry Rum 1, I would never have worn anything like that in my pregnancy. No, Rihanna is a complete joke. Can't believe that they are pregnant, to be honest. Michelle from Oz, they use bots to post on the pages. Yeah, that's the same conclusion I come to. I think I've closed out of it now, but when... I'm going to start shutting some of these down. Yeah, when every single post, every single comment on their Instagram accounts are all identical, you do wonder. Yeah. KG, if I've not said hello to you, greetings. Phil Wright, good to see you in the live chat. Good evening. And Raspberry Rum. Misha from Oz, are the photos back grid? Sorry, I'm not 100% sure what you're referring to, Misha. Maybe they're trying to encourage pregnant women to wear these stupid clothes. Probably, yeah, that's probably known as fashionable pregnancy wear. Mudlark. Right, there's a story in the news about Des O'Connor's daughter suing the police. We'll have a look at that for sexual harassment. Perhaps she worked for them. JT33, good to see you in the live chat. Thanks for joining us. DJ Carrera, Second World War was, and then my chat died out, unfortunately. So let's see if I can refresh it a minute. Okay. Yeah, DJ Carrera. I'm not sure if you were referring to what we were talking about earlier when we were saying about the Second World War, people being forced out of being told, not to go out on the streets at certain times. Be curious. Whatever it was you said about the Second World War, it got censored or deleted. They're already here. Greetings. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you in the live chat. Right, DJ's left a couple of links that we can have a look at. Do you know what? We are coming up to the hour mark. The overall topic of tonight's stream is to look at history. Can it be changed? Oh, something's gone wrong. I hope you're still catching the stream. An error has occurred, apparently. Right. Michelle from Oz. Often there is a watermark on the photo from the paper that took it. Backgrid are a common daily paper. They share the money they sell the pictures for with the celebrity. Gotcha, Michelle. Thank you. Backgrid, okay. We'll have a look out for them. I'm not sure if we had an interruption there in the stream. If we did, my apologies. Let me just check it's playing all right. Oh. Yeah, I hope it sounds okay your end. Right. Okay, yeah, we're going to have a look at... Yeah, so to answer your question, Michelle, I'm not 100% sure. I will have to go back onto her Instagram account. But while I'm here, I might just share a link to my Instagram account. I don't put a lot of content on there, but I do have I've got 2 followers now. Yeah, I generally just put up at the moment, I'm just putting my thumbnails up. So the old thumbnails, and maybe the odd picture here and there. So I will put that in. Yeah, put it in the live chat a second. Right, it would appear that DJ Carrera has a couple of links for us, depending on what they are referring to. I may possibly play one for a minute. Oh, right, of course. I have to change the URL to lose the word studio, and then they'll play. Oh. Australian Public Health Chief Kerry Chant says a contact tracing is part of the New World Order. Don't doubt that for a minute. Now we'll look at the second one. Right, no problem. Yeah, I might need to take a couple of minutes in a second. Yeah, thanks for sharing these links, DJ Carrera. Oh. Australian Health Minister Brad Hazard, this is the New World Order. That does seem to be a very popular phrase, doesn't it? Okay, we'll listen to Brad Hazard.
So you can expect.
Just make sure you can. Oh.
It's a 100-year event, so you can expect that we'll.
Right, I want to make sure you can hear it because I am playing it through the speakers, unfortunately.
We'll have transmission from time to time, and that's just the way it is. We've got to accept that this is the New World Order.
Yeah, got it. Right, I'll play that again.
It's a world pandemic. It's a 100-year event, so you can expect that we will have
a 1-on-100-year event. What exactly does that mean? Does he mean 1-in-100-year event? Only happens every 100 years? Okay, that's given a little bit away there, isn't it? Obviously, was it the Spanish flu in 1920 or something like that? I'm not sure. Maybe that was earlier.
Transmission from time to time, and that's just the way it is. We've got to accept that this is the New World Order.
Okay, yeah, they squeezed that in there. The Jew World Order, the Through World Order. Oh, I believe I came off of... Right. And this was the next one. Kerry Chant. I'll put subtitles on as well. I do find they help.
Especially with reopening and people going back to pubs and stuff, because our exposure sites still, will they be put back in place to be listed once we are reopening? Because they're not at the moment. We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the new world order. Yes, it will be pubs and clubs and other things if we have a positive case there. Our response may be different if we know that people are fully vaccinated. So we're working through.
Yeah, thanks ever so much for sharing that, DJ. I no doubt it is no coincidence. Do you know what? It was only a couple of weeks ago I realised that the Bible I'm reading happens to be called the New World Translation. I became familiar with this after receiving it was a Bible study from some Jehovah's Witnesses, and they handed me the New World Translation. It seems everywhere. You do actually see it once you start looking for it. NWO. If you look at, going back to like Joe Rogan, who we looked at earlier, WWE. I remember I saw this. Hang on. WWE. NWA. Title about. It was I saw this in a toy shop. Where is it? Very strange. Yeah, it was let's see, replica. Oh, where is it? Come on. It was made by like Hasbro or something. Let's see if we can find it. Hasbro, basically it was NWO. This was it, yeah. This is basically a kid's toy wrestling belt that you can buy. I saw it in B&M, and it's got NWO sprayed right across the top of it. Yeah, it does come up an awful lot. Right, I will catch up with the live chat. Mudlark, they always have us. They always have to tell us what they're up to in one way or another. They do seem to. KG says, attention, Rainer Fulmich. Sorry, being grand jury, World Criminal Court. Okay, that's not a name I'm familiar with. So we'll have a look. Right, hang on. Okay, this case involves the most heinous crimes against humanity under the guise of a pandemic. Interesting. I have not heard of this one. Thank you for sharing that. Let's take a look. Hope is it actually going to court then? International criminal proceedings resembling a grand jury investigate. What does it mean, resembling? As a procedural foundation for future indictments begin early February 22. Sounds interesting. Right, let's there was one other, the Liberty Beacon. So who actually is Rainer Fulmich? Grand jury, is that the video of the opening statements of day one. Below we're providing some detailed notes on what is said by whom, and it does not substitute for listening to the whole thing. Right, have they got a video here then? Because perhaps like we could play a few minutes of it. It looks like it's on Odyssey. The enactment of a grand jury investigation, common in the US, is a model legal proceeding to the citizens of the world against leaders, instigators, and accomplices in the formulation and execution of a plan to create a pandemic. It is a people's investigation called the People's Court of Public Opinion. It is based on natural law, which in turn is founded by the notion that everybody is capable of distinguishing between good and evil, right and wrong. Okay. So when they indict someone, how forced are they to actually attend? Or it looks like the video's been removed, which is typical. Playback on other websites has been disabled by the video owner. Right, I don't want to do anything that would infringe copyright or possibly get me a strike, but I am curious to see what this is actually about. How about maybe replay 5 minutes of this while I take 5 minutes myself? Unfortunately, I will be playing it through the speakers, although I might actually just play it. No, I won't play it on mute, but let me see. Right, do you know what? I am not going to play this, okay? However, I will put a link for you guys to check it out for yourself. I've just got a feeling it's something I may regret doing. But yeah, thank you. Oh, he's an attorney. The guy ain't playing. Thank you, KG. Link to video. Maybe we should play it. I'm a bit unsure really what to do for the best on this one. Right, hang on. I do want to line my screen up a bit better though. There we go, that should sort of work. Right, let's see what the audio is like first of all. It looks like it was live streamed because they said live chat replay was turned off for this video. Grand jury. Opening session of the grand jury proceeding by the People's Court of Public Opinion. A group of international lawyers and a judge are conducting a criminal investigation modelled after the United States grand jury. Okay, that's what we read earlier. Through showing a complete picture of what we are facing, including the geopolitical and historical backdrop, the proceeding is meant to create awareness about the factual collapse of the current hijacked system and its institutions, and as a consequence, the necessity for the people themselves retaking their sovereignty. Wow. Let's see, how far do we have to go?
Hello and welcome to the first day of the grand jury proceeding. We are here in a room that has been specially built for this purpose.
Right. Shall I maybe play 5 minutes of this while I take 5? I want to make sure you can see the screen all right. Right, how much can you see? All right. Yeah, thanks for letting us know about this video. Yeah, what is the situation with that? If we've got an actual king, do we then still have a queen? Because it's not like Prince Philip was the king while Elizabeth is queen, was it? Who knows? All right, I'm going to have to take 5. And then when we come back, we will be looking at the subject of history and can it be changed? Oh, my goodness. Have we had another interruption? Hopefully not. Everything did stop for a second there, though. Hope you're still receiving signal okay and too bad. Please let me know. I'm just going to check. We had another interruption. Okay, seems to be working all right. Michelle from Wales says it's the Queen's consort. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Phil Wright, life is life. That is very true. All right. Okay, as we said, I will play 5 minutes of this opening thing. And the link is in the live chat if anyone wants to see the whole thing. You will probably hear me moving around in the background. Don't be alarmed. It's just, if you hear squeaking or creaking or bashing, it's doors opening or shutting or me dropping stuff or me running water or... Yeah. All right. I'll be back in literally 5 minutes. Less than that, probably. We're at 10 minutes 19 on this video. So, yeah, I'll see how long it takes. I'll see you in a minute.
Here, witnesses and experts with regard to what's happened in the corona crisis. And we are connected with an international group of lawyers. And to begin, I give the floor to Attorney at Law Aina Garner from the United States of America.
We can skip this bit.
Thank you, Vivian. It is my honor and pleasure to participate in this international grand jury investigation, an enactment of a criminal grand jury against some of the perpetrators who, in a worldwide criminal collaboration, committed crimes against humanity on the entire world's population in the form of a planned pandemic called COVID-19. We, a group of international lawyers and a judge, are conducting criminal investigation modeled after the United States grand jury proceedings. This grand jury investigation serves as a model legal proceeding to present to a jury consisting of the citizens of the world all available evidence of COVID-19 crimes against humanity to date against leaders, organizers, instigators, and accomplices who aided, abetted, or actively participated in the formulation and execution of a common plan for a pandemic. Crimes to be investigated include all acts performed or omitted by a person in pursuance of a common design to commit crimes against humanity, and all such criminal acts condemned in the various communities of jurors around the world. This investigation is of the people, by the people, and for the people, and shall be referred to as the People's Court of Public Opinion. Having been unable to find a court to hear the actual evidence in the current system's courts of law, we are undertaking this proceeding outside of the current system and based on natural law. This, in turn, is founded on the firm belief that every person can easily distinguish between good and evil and between right and wrong. This proceeding may be one of the most important events outside of the courts that will be done this year. We, as a group of international attorneys, will present real evidence from real experts, such as scientists, historians, doctors, as well as victims. There are no actors in this presentation, only real people who desire to bring justice to the world, and we need your help. The reason for the enactment of a grand jury process is because our world is at a critical stage in humanity, which will depend on the awakening of all people to reverse a course which could forever alter the way we live as free humans. We must reverse the trajectory of this course now, and portraying a grand jury investigation is the fastest way we know to bring the evidence to the world's public court, you, the people. In the United States, only district attorneys or attorneys general of the various states are allowed to bring such criminal proceedings. But since no one has done so in the United States, we come forward to present the evidence to you in a form modeled after this type of judicial proceeding, which is common in the United States. We base this model on the American criminal grand jury. Typically, the grand jury determines whether the evidence is sufficient to return a criminal indictment against one or more accused. It's conducted behind closed doors, and neither the accused nor his attorney is present in this type of proceeding. However,
okay, the link to this video is in the description if you want to check the rest of it out for yourself. I would suggest it. Thank you, KG, for sharing this. Wasn't something I was aware of. Right, we're now in the last sort of 20 minutes maybe of this live stream. I say that, although it'll probably go on for another hour, knowing me. I'll try not to let that happen. Michelle, you can hear me. I hope you can't hear me doing anything too embarrassing. Maria says, if empires are run by emperors and kingdoms run by kings, who runs country? Oh, that's a clever one, Maria. Thanks. Mudlark, but now there is no male above female in the line of succession anymore, so I don't know how it works with queen consorts. Yeah, now, as far as I know, what I was always taught at school, that if the monarch has has 3 daughters and then a son, even though it's the youngest, the son will always leapfrog the daughters and be king. I don't know how well that one's. Michelle says Parliament runs England. Well, yeah, the House of Lords. Oh, I see. But yeah, I mean, obviously we have the House of Commons, the House of Parliament, and then, as far as I know, the House of Lords is something you get once you're in. You never lose it, if I'm right in thinking. But they do pass all the laws that anything that comes in front of them, they are responsible for voting in. But yeah, just to go on that, yeah, I would say, oh, what am I doing? Wrong button. Okay, right. I will, okay, yeah, the title of tonight's show is History and Can It Be Changed? I don't know how many of you guys know a good Mandela effect, or if you're familiar with the term Mandela effect, well, look it up for those of you who are not. I think it's kind of a quite misleading title, because apparently it's based on a lot of people remembering Nelson Mandela and the fact that he passed away in prison. I mean, personally, I don't know anyone that remembers Nelson Mandela dying in prison, but perhaps some people do. They say it's a false memory phenomena, where people recall things happening. Others say it's a lot more than just a false memory. I mean, that things are literally being changed, history is being changed. One thing that caught me out, actually, I don't know if you're familiar with a brand of sweets they're available in our shops, Dip Dabs, and I was always convinced they were called Dip Dabs. No, Dib Dabs, that's it. Apparently they're not. No such thing. If you look at a pack of sweets, they are Dip Dabs, and for me that was very, it threw me off, because I was convinced it was the other way around. I was convinced it was Dib Dabs, but I guess Dip Dabs does make more sense. The film, one of the James Bond films, Jules and Dolly, if you ever saw, I think it's if you, I don't know, Moonraker, that was it. This character was the love interest of the villain Jules, who had his iron teeth, and I'm sure that they bonded over the fact that she also had a set of braces in her mouth. However, it turns out she never did have braces. Now, something put that idea in my mind, and certainly other people's minds, that the first time she smiled at him, she had a big set of metal teeth. Yeah, there's plenty of other ones. Some people say the Volkswagen, I mean, none of it is like huge, none of it is massive changes. Well, it depends. Some can probably come up with some changes that they think are huge. Volkswagen. And it's strange, people who, yeah, it is Volkswagen, but there's another one, it's Volvo, that's the one I'm thinking of. Apparently it's always had a gap in it, but I mean, I've never particularly closely studied Volkswagen. What I was more surprised about, though, was Volvo. And perhaps it's just I've never looked at it, but apparently that little star, that little triangle has always been part of the logo. It was a new one to me when I saw it, but apparently that is a symbol for iron, and Volvo used to make iron balls or something, I believe is the story behind it. But yeah, if anyone's got any suggestions if you're familiar with the Mandela or what you even think of it, I would be curious to know. The line of succession for the king or queen is now birth order, but I think the aristocracy still have a primogenitor for inheritance. Gotcha. Hence the GRA not applying to them for the marriage in the Church of England. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. You know your stuff. Anyway, going back to this. That's probably more what I would have remember Volvo looking like. Volvo icon, but perhaps it has always had the star on. People say that. Hang on, let's go. Personally, I don't ever remember it being McDonald's. It was always McDonald's. But who knows? Yeah, that's just how it's always been as far as I'm concerned. Never eaten these sweets. I mean, a lot of it is things that personally I've never really closely monitored. There is one thing actually. When I was a kid, I was about 15 or so, and I had a friend and he was really into his films. One of the films he rented or got was, this is another one. The name of this book, again, not a book I ever read as a kid, so it's not that important to me. The Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears. People remember it being spelled slightly differently. The guy on Monopoly not having a monocle. That's probably something I would have expected to see, but and they're even saying it now for the human body, that parts of the body are moving around and aren't where they used to be, and there's now extra bones that we never used to have. So who knows? Which, if that is the case, it leads me to wonder what exactly is causing this. Apparently this character, again, not something I was ever particularly familiar with. I can't remember the name of this bear, but a lot of people remember him having a tail. Personally, I don't. Yeah, Fruit Loops, like I said, never eaten them. But every so often, something will catch me out, and it's strange how it does, because not long after seeing it, I start thinking, perhaps, that was actually almost like my mind updates itself. Fruit of the Loom, that's another one, which I was surprised at. A lot of people remember a basket of fruit, the clothing brand, a basket of fruit with a horn in the background. But apparently no, that horn was never in the background. It is a very strange occurrence. Yeah, supposedly this has always been the Fruit of the Loom. I'm not sure what this here is. Yeah, this does involve the horn. I mean, maybe that was a logo from the cheap knockoffs. In fact, I never remember a big cherry being at the very front of that logo. Who knows? Yeah, it's the sort of thing that very few people probably closely inspect. But as I was saying, when I was a kid, I had a friend and he rented out the film, An Interview with Vampire. And I do actually remember reading it and thinking, if it's Interview with a Vampire, then that means that there's more than one vampire, there's lots of them. If it's Interview with the Vampire, then that's singular, suggesting there is only one vampire. And I'm sure I remember it as Interview with the Vampire, but a lot of people think differently. It was with, here we go, I mean, is it a vampire or the vampire? I remember it the vampire, I think. Yes, apparently that is correct. But yeah, I do remember checking that one as a kid. Other well-known ones is it C3PO or R2D2? I mix the two up. C3PO. Apparently, he has always been part gold, part silver. He's always had half of his leg was silver, although I thought it was on the other side, but who knows? Yeah, here it is. So others say that was never the case. Then what the Mandela effect reminds me of, instinctively, I would be thinking, I don't know if you remember the book 1984. If you've ever read it, Winston, the main character, his job, he worked at the Ministry of Truth, I believe. And his job was literally changing history. So, for example, this is Wikipedia. Look at it. Yeah, I mean, people who 1 minute would be war heroes would very quickly be flipped, and that they had always been. Here we go. Right, none of the war in 1984 can in any way trusted as reports of something which actually happened within the frame of the book's plot. Winston himself is depicted as inventing a war hero who never existed and attributing to him various acts which never took place. After Oceania's shift of alliance, fighting East Asia rather than Eurasia, the entire Ministry of Truth staff is engaged in an intensive effort to eradicate all reports of the war with Eurasia and move the war to another part of the world. So we do know for a fact that all records of the previous 5 years of war are henceforth false. Sorry, it's getting late. My speech is starting to fail me now. depicting battles which never happened in places where there had been no war. Now, this for me strikes me as very closely linked to, on a very small scale, like you look at the Mandela effect, for example, product names, things changing in a very minor way, and any reference to the original being destroyed, being removed. One of the reasons that the thumbnail to this video has a picture of a video, like a plastic video cassette player, is that a lot of people say that actual physical videos that they owned of certain events, say for example Dolly having a set of braces, the film of Star Wars where C-3PO was always gold, and they still have them at home. But it's interesting that this Mandela effect seems to have occurred in an age where everything's kind of digital now, everything is manipulatable, everything could be programmed with a lifespan. So, well, I say everything, but it's but people that say actual physical video tapes have changed, it makes me question, I mean, how could that be possible? How could the cover of videos be altered or tape? But perhaps VCR technology is more advanced than some of us may be aware of. I mean, do you ever wonder how these tapes actually play the content on them? It isn't like, say, a projector where they're literally just projecting, you know, like an old cinema projector, where they're just, projecting thousands and thousands of photos on top of each other, like flipbook animation. Apparently it's actually quite advanced in how a video will read a tape. It reminds me of a computer game. I don't know if it was Sonic the Hedgehog or one of the big Super Mario games or something, but it was on a cartridge, and they had programmed this cartridge on Christmas Day to pop up a message saying Merry Christmas to whoever was playing it. And it made me think, if you could if you could program either a CD or a video or a cartridge to know on a certain day to broadcast a message like Merry Christmas, it made me think that, well, then maybe these items can be produced with the ability, perhaps the videos themselves, after a certain amount of years, say after 20 years, that they just used to play these old tapes. That would be a good way of controlling any past. I mean, I don't know if I personally don't know anyone that's still got a video. Maybe, well, no, the last person I knew, he apparently dumped them all in a rubbish tip. So yeah, it's it makes me think. And also, these videos play these tapes at, they use let's have a look. Let's look it up. How VCR tapes are read. Played. Right. Howstuffworks.com. When you think about the history of television, blah, blah, blah. Right, the VCR is one of the most important events in the history of TV because for the first time it gave people the control of what they could watch on their TV sets. Prior to VCR, there was no such thing as a video store. When you consider that there is now a video store on nearly every street corner. Well, it's now digital, isn't it, if you think about it. I don't know how old this article is. The other interesting thing about VCRs is that how incredibly intricate and interesting they are inside. They're certainly the most complex mechanical system most people own outside of their automobiles, yet VCRs can cost as little as $75. How old is this post, I wonder? There are monetized tape loading and ejection systems. Oh, motorized, sorry. VCRs are really neat. In this article, we won't be looking at the whole thing, but we are going to glance upon. I mean, it's not necessarily the tapes that are that amazing. It is how they're read. If you take a videotape, you'll find it contains the top and bottom pieces moving. Okay, it's more of the 1956. The first come. No, that's not quite what I'm after. It must deal with the tape, an extremely thin, fragile, and incredibly long piece of plastic. It must read the signals off the tape and convert them to signals that a TV can understand. So basically, it's a computer. And computers can be programmed to stop working. They can be programmed to change things. So yeah, is the Mandela effect a real thing? Is it something that could be disproved? I mean, how many people could bring out their old tapes of Star Wars, for example? And also, as we mentioned, history. What is history? Maria Ellender mentioned a book earlier in the live chat. We'll have a quick look at that. I will catch up with the live chat in a minute. John Hamer, The Falsification of History. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the phrase history is written by the winner. And just how many, let's see, the electromagnetic frequency radiation. Electromagnetics, is that anything to do with videotapes? I'm not sure. Okay, interesting website actually. I've not come across this one before. Questioning the History Conference. Okay, this isn't necessarily what. Oh, here we go. Books. Yeah, for me it makes me think. Like the moon landings, for example. I'm just having a look at this. The name, these books, The Falsification of History. I believe this is the one Maria was referring to, but it looks like there's some other interesting ones. This book relates the current insidious plight facing the human race as a direct result of a grand deception that has been imposed upon it for tens of thousands of years, if not longer. It has been portrayed by the systematic, ongoing falsification of history in much the same way as perpetrated by the powers that be in suspiciously prophetic novel 1984, as I mentioned. We have all been deceived on a monumental scale by a tiny clique of people who, by their own birthright and bloodlines, absolutely believe that they have the divine right to rule over us by whatever method best suits their purpose. In order to achieve this, they have lied, deceived, murdered, and even committed genocide down the millennia in an attempt to bring the ultimate goal to fruition. Find out about the use of drugs, vaccinations, microchipping, mind control, transhumanism, 24/7 distractions, such as non-stop sport, entertainment, and invasive celebrity cultures that attempt to pervade our whole lives. Looks like an interesting one. I'm going to leave a link to this, actually, if anyone wants to check this out closer. Yeah, I mentioned the moon landings. It's the sort of thing that I can imagine once. I mean, how many people are still around now that actually remember 1969? You would have to be, I'm not saying this is particularly old, but 79, 89, 99, 09, 19, 29. Actually, no, you'd only have to be, well, you'd need to be in your early 50s now, mid 50s to remember, well, to be born in 1969. 99, 09, 19. Yeah, you'd be about 53, let's say. So, okay, so for the next, at least 20, maybe 30 years, there are going to be people around who remember when America landed on the moon. But once they go away, who is there to confirm that, history's just wiped out an entire event that happened? I mean, how many times before may we have been told we went to the moon? It's something I think could be continually played out on people. Because when you look at something like the moon landing, for example, and all the... Well, let's just see. Apparently in some of the footage, like the people are transparent, for example, which strongly suggests that it is, I'm not sure if it's this one or one of the later ones. Yeah, maybe it was Neil coming down the ladder or something. Or maybe it was one of the later ones. But yeah, they literally look... you can see that they've just layered one thing on top of a backdrop. I don't know. But yeah, this is it, I believe. I don't want to play anything that will get me a strike, of course, but... And of course, the technology to go to the moon, all gone, doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one, actually. Maybe it's what we're watching now. I mean, what terrible footage. I mean, oh. Okay. Here, we can clearly see this astronaut is literally see-through. No. Hang on. Yeah, there's a lot of very suspect things, which if people seriously took the time... Look, you can see the backdrop, which might be the moon, the horizon, the edge of the moon. It's clearly visible through the... It's, clearly visible through the... Oh, how do I get rid of that? Through the astronaut. We'll watch him hop around a little bit more. And yeah, I can easily see one day them deciding that we're just going to forget we're going to make people forget they ever went to the moon. It would be easy. All they've got to do is stop reporting it. Yes. Right, I'm going to catch up with the live chat. 1 second. And we are going to start winding down in a little bit. Okay, let's see. Okay. KG remembers Dollywood braces. Yeah, that memory was definitely implanted in my mind, at least somewhere. Maybe it was like a takeoff of it. I'm not sure, but KG, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. Yeah, again, most people will remember that Forrest Gump said life is like a box of chocolates. in which case it's a comparison. To say it was like a box of chocolates would be to say that basically it's an anecdote. Life back in those days was like walking through chocolate or something. Phil writes, telling YouTube to do one. I'm guessing that we've had some interruptions in the playback. My apologies if that is the case. KG, Sex in the City or Sex and the City? To be honest, I didn't know then, and I don't know now. I'm not familiar with. Yeah, I seem to remember and the second one, Sex and the City, but it could be the first one. To be honest with you, Mudlight, the moon landing was fake. Yeah, of course they were. All 6 of them, including the well, they had one failed mission, didn't they? Apollo 13 or something that never made it. Maria, I remember it, and it didn't make sense to me at my younger age. Maria, what? Oh, are we on about the moon landing? Okay. Mudlight, who was filming them? Exactly. Someone had to be there on hand with a camera. Michelle, can we have a phone in again soon? Michelle, yes we can. How about next week? If you confirm you'll be with us next week, then I will definitely be here on Sunday, and I'll definitely do a phone in, because I would like to talk to you again and see how, and anyone else that wants to tune in. So yeah, Michelle, for you, I will certainly do a phone in. If you confirm you'll be here next week and want to do it. Otherwise, because I do have to use... Well, no, I can... Yeah, of interest, Michelle, do you use Google Rooms? Because that's another way people can come in. No, Google Talk, Google whatever they call it nowadays. Or I can do it on StreamYard like I did once before. Okay, next week, Michelle, if you're certainly going to be here, we'll do it. Let's see. Mudlight, they had to compete with the USSR, who put the first man in space. Again, I'm not buying that. I believe that's their official. That's like the safety net. But who knows? Maria, I've been to both Houston and Florida Space Station centers, and it's a joke. Meccano and tinfoil rockets, exactly. If you look at if you think of the whole, how difficult it would be to, first of all, send someone 250,000 miles away from Earth, and then you realise apparently they don't use thrust, so any movements or any because they burn off all their fuel because it doesn't work in the vacuum of space anyway. So for them to be able to circle the moon, drop down the moon lander, pick it back up again, and then come back to Earth, it's nigh on impossible to get it right. I mean, to get it right first time even, it would probably take thousands of attempts if what they tell us about the moon and its distance is legitimate. Again, I believe nothing that we're told by the mainstream media. Michelle, StreamYard was easy peasy. Okay, for you, Michelle, I will do a call-in if you're available next week. Then I can tell you what's happening down here. Michelle, that would be great. If and anyone else that wants to take part, I will do what I used to call open lines, open mic night. Come on and let us know what you're thinking. It'd be great to talk to you, Michelle. I may have to. It's a guaranteed then, all right? Definitely next week will be open lines. Okay. Mudlight said the original film from the fake moon landing was apparently sold at a flea market. Yeah, apparently they've lost everything. They've lost all the original telemetry data. They've lost all the technology. It's crazy. Right, we are getting close to midnight my time, so I am going to have to wind down. Micho, you'll be there. That's brilliant. I will let you know. I don't know how easily it is to find, actually. I do have another YouTube channel now. Maybe I put it on Twitter, I don't remember. Oh, that video's still playing. Right. What am I looking for? Yeah, I was going to check whether it's going to be a backup channel or whether I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with it just yet. But, oh, of course, I know where I shared details about it. I might have put it on here. Yeah, but I once did a... No, I haven't put anything. Oh yeah, here we are. It was on my Patreon. I shared a link to it. Yeah, I once did a live stream called Chronicles of the Unconvinced, and I thought that would make a good name for a YouTube channel. It's going to be maybe abbreviated to COTU. I now have an intro for it. Well, actually, let's go to the channel. And yeah, I'll put a link in the description. As I said, the only thing on there at the moment is... Oh, I've got a subscriber. Wow, maybe that's me, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably... No, it can't be. I've got 2 subscribers now. I do have content. What's it on about? Oh, it's because I'm not signed into it. That's typical. That's annoying. Alright, whatever. I will leave a link to this channel. How do you share it? Yeah, if anyone wants to subscribe to my backup channel or maybe my new channel, I don't know. Michelle, it's almost 11 AM there. Oh, I hope your dental appointment went well last week. Hope you don't mind me talking about that. You start at 8:30 AM my time, yes? Yeah, I start 9:30 PM my time, Sunday, which must be an hour, 11 hours or 13 hours, one or the other, yeah. It would be 8:30 AM your time, but I do the live stream from 10 PM my time, so 9 AM your time. Right, new channel. It is in the live chat, and I'll probably put it in the description as well. And while I'm on there, yeah, this is my intro. I'll probably not. That should be, actually, I think I've set it as unlisted, but no, that isn't right. I'm sure I uploaded a video to it. I'm not sure on that one. But yeah, if you want to see more, I don't know what I'll end up doing to it. I mean, this channel, originally, Bobby Zines was only ever created. I thought it was going to last 6 months and be taken down by YouTube, as happened with my first channel. It didn't. I'm still going like 5 years later, or however long it is, 4 years. I bought it out in 2017. So, so the name's kind of stuck, but it was never meant to be a long-term channel. Obviously, my real name's Chris, if you're not aware, but Bobby Z is the name I go by. If you ever wonder what Chris actually really looks like, you can find a picture of me cuddling all my cats on it on Patreon. How does this work? Yeah, there's a link in the live chat to that also. Linda Mack, you're the first subscriber. Many thanks, as like you're my one and only subscriber over there. Just like you're my one and only Patreon. However, yeah, thanks Linda Mack. I massively appreciate you supporting the channel. I am going to start, yeah, I'm going to wrap up now, because including the pre-show, I've been going on for over 2 hours now. Right, I'm at least starting to wrap up. Yeah, next week then, as a promise to Michelle, it will be open lines. Oh, what am I doing? No idea. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Getting it wrong, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, Linda Mack, welcome to the live chat. Good to see you in there. And thanks for being my one and only Patreon. Michelle, yes, my teeth are in good nick. Glad to hear it, Michelle. One thing I hate doing is paying dentists to cause pain, so yeah, always good. Maria Ennender, have a good day, Michelle. Enjoy your freedom while you can. Same for all of us, so hey, Maria. I feel right, lab food. Sounds lovely. Sounds delish. Alright, I do hope you guys can make it back next week. Mudlark was... Sorry, I probably overlooked a load of comments, so let me just check that before I shut down. Mudlark says, what does COTU stand for? Chronicles of the Unconvinced. That is COTU. Chronicles of the Unconvinced. That's what I did my live stream on. I did a live stream called that once, and I thought it was good. I thought, maybe I could even take little clips of these live streams and just maybe take little 5-minute segments out, upload it to that channel. Who knows? I'm not too sure what I'll do with it yet, but hopefully you can follow me on there. But yeah, thanks guys, subscribing, Maria and Linda and anyone else who does. Yeah, it looks like... Mudlight said, Sex in the City existed to encourage women to be hosts. You're absolutely right. Just like loads of programs at the moment. Every single program seems to promote the idea that sex before marriage, sleeping around, sleeping with someone the first time you meet them, whether it's women or men doing it. Have fun at these VD clinic. What a vile way to behave, you know. But I'm sorry, I wouldn't stand in judgment of anyone. However they want to live their life, that's up to them. But for me, that seems like a very miserable existence. And but it's definitely encouraged, particularly for men. You know, you should be going out and behaving in such a way. Have fun with the knob rot or whatever the terrible terms there are for it. Michelle, I've applied for a gun license. Fair enough. What type of gun? I'd be interested. You can let us know a little more about that next week if you want, because it will be open lines. I will be on StreamYard, and I will be inviting anyone who wants to come and share their story or a bit of information. It would be good to hear your stories, your points of view. It's great communicating with you in the live chat, but it's one step forward. Phil Wright, 80s t-shirt, Fruit of the Loom. Yeah, I've got one actually. I've got one. I've got like a blue t-shirt with a tiny little Fruit of the Loom logo. I never remember it. I know, I always thought it had like the horn, but apparently no, it's got a big red apple in the middle of it now. Mudlight, people are better off finding a partner and sticking with that person. Absolutely. Or they're better off being on their own than... in my opinion, if you guys think different, or if anyone, I don't know, but notches on the bedpost, visits to the doctor, on the other hand, it's not a healthy way to live your life. Just like what soaps promote alcoholism, going round and violence, punching people. It's mental. Michelle, never even held a gun, but I intend to stay free if it goes down. Good luck to you, Michelle. I'm not sure if it's going to be any worse in Australia than it is over here. We will have to tackle that subject next week because it is 3 minutes to midnight and it's getting late. But yeah, it's really interesting to speak to you all. I do hope you can make it back next week. Right, massive thanks to Michelle from Oz, Phil Wright, Maria Ellender, Linda Mack, KG. I've said Phil Wright, I believe. Let's see. I I've seen a couple of other names. I'm sure I have. DJ Carrera, they're already here. JT33. Who else have we got? I'm sure I saw... Let me see. There's someone called like Raspberry Rum. One, yes, also. Thanks to everyone who took the time to comment in the live chat, and if I've missed anyone, please forgive me. And maybe leave a note, put something in the live chat now. Michelle, by all, it's Brass Monkeys here, supposed to be summer. What does Brass Monkeys mean? Cold? It's yeah, it's pretty bitter over here as well. I've seen a couple of trees that have been uprooted by the wind. Right. Yes, I did want to play out with... Yeah, I'm going to play it with a video. Hang on. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, it's the video I played out with last week, but apparently there was no volume on it. It was, Korea Coombs. Oh, that's one of those ridiculous tweets that people put. Maria, good night. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Mudlight, thanks for hiding that ridiculous comment. Yeah, this is my video from May 2018 that if you were with us in the pre-show, you would have seen. If you were with us last week, you would have seen but not heard. Michelle, really cold for summer. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you know what? We've had a really mild winter, actually. It's, yeah, we've had a bit of frost here and there, blowing a bit of rain, but generally it's been actually a really mild winter, really nice. Yeah, I imagine what you consider really cold, Michelle, is probably really warm for the rest of us. Mudlight, you're getting people posting spam. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not sure where they come from or if I can block them. Let's see. Kira Coombs. Yeah, I don't know what this means or what they're even linking to, or if what they link to does anything. Takes people anywhere. I have no idea. Okay, right, midnight. I'm going to say goodnight. Yeah, huge thanks to everyone who took the time to comment in the live chat, everyone who has tuned in. Thanks thanks for looking after getting rid of the spam comments. Everyone who takes the time to do that, much appreciated. I'll be back next week. It will be open lines, and yeah, I will be inviting people to come in, even if you just want to say hello for a couple of minutes. It'd be good to hear from you. Misha, I'm getting popular. Not really, no. It's I don't think my videos get discovered, I think, I don't know, sometimes, no. Anyway, yeah. But thank you, Misha, we'll see. Mudlight says, I've hidden 2 on this live stream. Thank you, Mudlight, that's much appreciated. I remember there was one week and they were just coming through every 5 minutes. There was another one. Okay, I might be back in a week. I may upload something to my second channel. And I will be posting content on Patreon. So please consider following, subscribing. But either way, have a good week. This is a video from 2018, which I played earlier. Hang on, that's it. There we go, May 2021, sorry. Yeah, this video was called 5 Celebrity Pregnancies Debunked with One Picture. And then we will be ending the live stream. So yeah, take care. Have a good week, everyone. And I will see you next week where I'll be inviting your calls. Good night, everyone. Hi everyone, I forgot to make you aware that I now have a channel over on Twitch. I'm currently doing pretty regular live streams where I'm rebroadcasting some of my old footage from the past 4 years over the 2 channels, some of which are no longer up on YouTube. Check this out. In this video, I can quite easily expose 4 celebrity pregnancies as the blatant fakes they are. Some of these I have looked at already. Now, as you know, I've done numerous videos on fake celebrities, looking at maybe the fake baby bumps, how they're using CGI. But this particular one can all be done with just a few quick, simple photographs. Here we have Dee Devlin, partner of UFC fraudulent fighter Conor McGregor. On the 22nd of April, she posted to Instagram that she was getting very close to giving birth. The very next picture, on May the 27th, was of what could be no more than a 4-week-old baby supporting its own head. Actually, I think this is actually about a week after it was born. Completely impossible for any baby to hold its own head up at such a young age. It actually takes about 3 to 4 months before they're able to lift their head with their own neck muscles. 18th of June, considering it's probably born in early May, maybe even late mid-May. By the middle of June, for it to be crawling up its daddy's head with its head up. Complete fabrication. No way. The next one, another person I made a video on, Jack Quickenden. They announced the pregnancy on the 26th of February. I've got to say, this is the most peculiar looking baby I've ever seen. So how long did it take for this baby to support its own head? And here we are, 23rd of March, and the baby's lifting its own head, looking around. Absolutely flat out impossible. Completely exposing themselves as the fraudulent fakes that they are. 26th of February, now the end of March, and here it is, nodding its head up and down. Not a chance. Next person we're going to look at, Helen Flanagan. I've not actually made a video on this one. Well, initially I was very suspect by the appearance of this person. They look basically like a drag act. The videos they put up on Instagram do look pretty genuine. They look like real pictures. Here we are on 28th of March, announcing their baby. How long did it take this baby to support its own head? What do you reckon? 16th of April. Not even 3-4 weeks, and this baby sat up in its daddy's lap, supporting its own head. Absolutely impossible. In fact, daddy even shakes him around on his knee a couple of times. Again, they've exposed themselves as the frauds they are on this occasion. In fact, one of Helen Flanagan's latest pictures clearly says when Charlie was just 2 weeks old. 2 weeks old, and yet it can support its own head. Not a chance. Don't believe it for a second. Another one, Dyer. Again, I've never made a video about Dyer, but looks like she announced her pregnancy on the 24th of January. So how long do we think it took? This one. Again, 14th of February, and what do you know? It's got its own head supported. Dyer is the daughter of EastEnders actor Danny Dyer, and yeah, they give themselves away as always. Finally, another person I made a video about, Michelle Hardwick, gave birth to their baby on the 9th of October, but Michelle actually makes it really easy for us to know that she's completely lying about this baby, because in pictures like this, there we see 8 weeks old, crawling around on its own, supporting its own head. 8 weeks old? Nah. Don't think so, Michelle. Slow down a bit. Another one here, 10 weeks old, up and easily supporting its own head. Even got a dog crawling on its back and it isn't stopping it. This is complete nonsense. 3 to 4 months it takes for a baby to be able to support its own head. So there we are. 5 celebrity pregnancies debunked with 5 separate photos. I'm always interested to hear your comments and views on this, and please make sure you check out my Twitch account if you're on there. The link is in the description. I will be live streaming quite frequently on there as I try to build a bit of an audience, and if you're on there, please check the channel out. So as always, thank you for watching and take care.